Good morning and welcome to Daily Coffee with Carter and Carrie on Unsafe Space. Today is Monday, December 9th, and you are in for a show. No, I don't.
Wow, what do you have in mind, Carrie? That's impressive.
I don't know. No, we have a silly topic today, but we figured why not do a silly kind of lighthearted topic. Carter's back. Carter, how are you feeling?
I'm not 100%, but I'm back. So, yeah, that's about all I can say.
I can
It
tell.
was a rough weekend.
Yeah, I can tell you're still a little under the weather. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what you get for traveling. That's what I get for leaving the house and going out in public. It's
You
yeah,
need to
no, it's good. It's
leave
good.
the house more often.
Much better. I don't mind leaving the house. I just don't like airlines and that kind of stuff. I used to travel a lot for business, but I just, you don't get sick from going hiking or going out in the backyard or like going somewhere in nature. You get sick from like sitting on a
Airplanes.
plane next to people on the standard American diet who are coughing or whatever. Like you get sick from those people.
I like that you throw in this little dig at the standard American diet.
Sorry, it's been on my mind lately. The sad diet.
I'm going hiking right when we're done.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
good. You're not
excited.
going to get sick from hiking.
Yeah.
You'll be invigorated.
So speaking of being outside, I have to show you something that happened this weekend that you're gonna like, that
Okay.
you probably haven't seen because I know you don't go online.
I sound horrible. I don't go online. I go online.
I know you go online.
I just don't.
You don't
Oh,
waste time on
I actually
Facebook.
did see that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, isn't it fun? Go ahead. Yeah,
Yes.
this is you doing pigeons first time?
Yes. Let me see if I can share my sound. Okay, here we go. Yes, I had never done sport like clay shooting before.
What have you been doing? You just do tactical shotgun?
I just do tactical, and I
'Cause I've
haven't done.
seen you do shotgun. I did not know what kind of shotgun you do.
Yeah, but I haven't done shotgun since I left LA. I've only done rifle and pistol since I've been in Texas.
Oh, okay.
I don't have my own shotgun yet. That picture of the one that I love on Twitter, because the guy got the action. He got at me ejecting the shell.
Uh-huh.
That's my friend's gun.
Oh, okay.
He's a gunsmith. He built that one. Okay, hold on. Look, see. Look, now I hit it.
All right. You obliterated that one, Carrie.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Can I ask you a question about skeet?
Yeah.
I found, and this might just be because I'm retarded, so I'll accept that as an explanation.
Okay.
But I've found that I spent a while, not a while, but I was doing tactical shotgun, and when I first went to do skeet, it was actually, first of all, I can't do it with my tactical shotgun at all. It's not like the barrel's not long enough. It's too heavy. Like it's crappy for skeet. I also found like I'm not actually very good at skeet. I'm like good at a lot of other gun stuff, but skeet is like a whole different thing that I hadn't practiced. And it took me a while to even get not embarrassingly bad. But maybe you're just automatically good at it. Were you good at it your first time out, or were you like
I mean, I was okay at it. I didn't hit all of, no, I hit like maybe 5 or 6 of them out of a
25?
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
Okay,
wasn't like
that's
I
about
was,
what I was. I've just felt
yeah.
it, but it feels embarrassing if you're good normally at gun stuff and then you've never done skeet and you do it and it's like, oh,
No, it didn't feel embarrassing to
I'm
me
in the
because
bottom quartile.
no, because with anything, it's like a new thing. You have to practice it, like moving and shooting or whatever. It
I know.
doesn't,
I was surprised at how different it was from other shooters.
oh,
Like, no, you're not.
well,
Okay.
no, I wasn't surprised by that at all. I didn't, I did better than I thought I would do. So I
Right.
hit more moving things than I thought I would hit. Plus the shotgun, and also it's not. I'm still confused because my friend said we weren't doing skeet.
Oh, it
Skeet.
might have been trap you were doing.
We were doing trap. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had ones that flew out like that one that I hit, like the birds, and then they had ones that tumbled and rolled across the ground like rabbits, and those were fun.
Yeah, those
And
are super.
it was the hardest part of it was that I've only recently started getting back into my regular gym activity, and I'm not where I was a few years ago when I was in LA, and that was apparent because my left bicep was killing me. Like it was that was the biggest prohibitive thing to continuing to shoot, was just that my arm was tired.
Really?
Yeah, holding the barrel up. So, and I never used to notice that, and I would be shooting all day, with tactical shotguns and stuff. And it didn't, because I was out there all day, all the time, like every weekend I used to go out, but also because I was in the gym all the time doing weightlifting, and I just didn't notice it. But God, did I notice it yesterday.
Yeah,
It's like,
tactical shotguns are usually heavier too because they got hanging off of them. Sorry, I swore. They have stuff hanging off of them. That you know, skeet shooting shotguns don't usually. Although the skeet shooters are longer barrel, so maybe they're same weight. I don't
it
know.
was heavy. Anyway, the point is just
Yeah. Oh, that's
I'm
awesome.
out of shape. That's the point.
No, the point is that you had fun and you got to do something new
No,
and
I mean the point of my final comment.
oh. We're talking over each other.
Yes.
My 10-year-old daughter, while we were on vacation in undisclosed location, uh, here in California, she's not allowed to shoot anything except for rifle. She's not allowed to shoot a pistol or a shotgun. But in undisclosed location, she could shoot pistols and she shot a shotgun for the first time. And I thought she would be like, whoa, this was, the kick was too much. But she was like, when my horse like nudges me, it's harder than that. I was like, all right, well, that's that's fine.
Yeah, that's
So, but
cool.
it's pretty fun. It's a lot of fun. There's a place in the Bay Area down crap, where is it? It's down by San Jose somewhere. I don't remember the name of it. Maybe Coyote something is in the name. That sounds right. But anyway, it's like a golf course, but it's with shotgun, and it's what you're talking about. There's like some rabbits will go this way, like they'll release them rolling down the hill that way, or flying away from you or whatever, and you just go to there's like 18 holes, and you can play. It's like playing golf but with a shotgun. It's a lot of fun.
Cool.
That wasn't what we wanted to talk about today at all.
Now let's get started.
Okay. Go ahead, Carrie.
Well, this is just a silly group that I've told Carter about before, and I finally sent in some screenshots from it last night because I thought they were funny. And then we said, why don't we just cover it? This is also interesting to me because it's just an exaggeration of something that's already happening. Like this weird, my old ideology encourages this weird kind of racism in woke white people towards people of color. And it's like a chauvinistic kind of benevolent racism, and it's the soft bigotry of low expectations, and it's also tied up with some kind of weird self-hatred and guilt for being white, and this weirdness about your own race. It's bizarre. And so a good example of that was in the New York Times. I saw this weekend a headline. You don't even need to read the whole piece. I couldn't get into it because it was behind a paywall, but a friend shared it with, like, screenshot it and shared it with me. And it's all in the headline. The headline was like, it's a white woman. It says, "Was I wrong to call the police on a black man who was breaking into a car?" And it's just this total white guilt of like, but black people don't, and maybe I did the wrong thing by calling. And, it's just like this. What are you talking about? It's somebody breaking a car. Why does his race matter to you? And why does your race matter in this equation? And like, it's just this, they, in the name of ending racism, they are turning people into racists, and they make them look at everything through this racial lens. And they have this weird, again, like a benevolent kind of racism towards black people. It doesn't help black people not to call the cops on a person breaking into a car because he's black. Like, it doesn't help black people for you not to do that. So anyway, this group is an exaggeration of all of this phenomenon. I find it fascinating, psychologically speaking. It's fascinating. A friend added me to it a year or so ago, and I've just, every once in a while I see posts pop up in there, and I'm amazed. It's called White Guilt Trading Post. They have a page, and then they have a private group. The private group is where people of color ask white people for money, and they have a format, like a lot of groups, of way of communicating, and how they usually post requests and stuff. And it seriously is just, people will go, here, we'll show you some of them, but they just put their money amount and how much they've made from what they want already, and they include tips for the moderator. The moderators get tipped every time somebody gets paid. And then they put what their request is, like, I can't make rent this month. I need this much money. Or I want to go to the salon and get my hair done. I need this much money. And then they also have, we'll get into this, they have people they call pay piggies. There are white people in the group who love being humiliated and denigrated and called pay piggies.
It's like fetishized. It's fetishized racism somehow.
Yes, it's a weird fetishized racism. Like the one of the pay piggies will come in and be like, I have this much money to give to beautiful women of color. It's like, what? It's so weird. Anyway.
Here, what you want? Here, I'll show the. So
Okay.
here's the image you sent me of like the front of the page, right?
Yeah. Now, this is the page. This is not the secret private group. The private group has over 9,000 people in it. This is the page that runs the group. And in the private group, I was hoping I could find the old picture. I have it saved somewhere. I screenshot it a year ago, but I haven't found it yet, but I will find it. I couldn't find it in the group. It used to be, it was called, and they had the white guilt trading post up here real big. And it used to be a picture of white people. I think it was white kids in chains. Like it was like a picture of white slaves. I don't know where they got it, but it was a picture of slaves who were white. And that was like their image.
And this is a weird one. This is like, this person has a rainbow flag. This person has a skin condition and a baby. It's just such a weird wheelchair person. Okay. So the white guilt trading post. What do we want to start with, Carrie?
Let's just go into some of the posts. I mean, I just want people to see what people ask for.
Let's see.
Here. Okay. Yeah. Let's scroll up to this one. Look at the top. It's that time again, ladies. Women of color, comment your email address for the first 10 Piggy Pete will send you a gift card. Use him up. So Piggy Pete is one of their regular pigs.
I can't believe. I really feel like we're talking about some sex thing right now. Not a topic I thought we would cover on this page, but okay.
And then scroll down, you can see they have a picture of a shirt that says reparations. This is viewed as being reparations, I guess. So yeah, women of color, give your email address and Piggy Pete will send you gift cards. Oh, this is from Piggy Pete.
Oh yeah, here's Pete. We blanked out his last name, but this is Piggy Pete.
To the mods, would it be okay for me to tribute a few women? I can't read the left side of this. Something PayPal gifts.
PayPal gifts. Edit. Turned off comments to pay everyone. Need to catch up. Thank you for letting me tribute these beautiful ladies. Pete, man.
Okay, so there's another. So our friend Mandy, who's been on the show before, she turned me on to this thing. There is apparently a subculture, a fetish subculture that's just like what you would think, like fetish, like bondage stuff, except instead of being submissive sexually, and I guess it's tied up with sexuality, but people who like to be submissive financially, and they like to give money to people who demand it. It's a weird phenomenon.
That is
So
super.
this does seem like maybe part of that.
Yeah, so he wants to pay people $3 PayPal gifts. And then here we got people saying, you can pay me. Just wanted to go out with my family for a birthday party. I've never been out before. I don't understand what that means. Need to take a break from being a mom for the night.
Carter, just so you know, here's that. So people who like to be dominated financially, they call it findom, Fin.
Yeah.
Yeah, findom, Findom. And there's a website, findom.com. What is findom? And it tells you all about how there are people who like to be dominated and give their money, and there are the people who like to demand money. Humanity's weird. Look, while you were sick, Carter, we talked about Hieronymus Bosch, this painter that I've become obsessed with from the year 1590. And again, I like to think that sometimes, or it's not that I like to think, but sometimes I mistakenly get pulled into this idea that we just happen to be living through the most nihilistic, meaningless, hedonistic cultural time, but we're not.
No.
Humanity's always been had this capacity. It's always had this capacity.
Yeah, no, it has. It has. Do you
But
want to do some more here?
yeah, let's do some more.
All right. Let's see. So these are people responding to Piggy Pete.
Piggy
Um,
Pete.
we've got 10, but we'll keep giving $5 gift cards until I say we're done. It's that time. It's more. First 10 Piggy Pete will send you a gift card. Use Muppets. All right, that one. We saw that one. Okay. Oh, this one. I like this one because this shows how oppressed Black women are. 2019 was the year of Black women. Miss USA, Miss Teen USA, Miss America, and Miss Universe. So clearly they're suffering.
Well, the other interesting thing about this group, the private group, is that, yeah, so interspersed between requests for money from pay pigs, they have just like your standard SJW kind of posts. So they're
Is,
celebrating
is the
that,
standard one?
yeah, but they're celebrating, yeah. So this is one of their, yay, Black woman won, all for. If you keep scrolling, there's one where they post something. Oh wait, this is another request for money. Yeah.
Another one.
Okay, Juneteenth. They're using Juneteenth as a day to ask, okay, as we know, it's Juneteenth. This is a day for Black people to get what we are owed.
What is Juneteenth?
Reparations.
I don't want to be like a boomer, but what the hell is Juneteenth?
Um,
Why don't they call it June 19th? I don't know, but okay.
so so Juneteenth is, no, it is a thing. Everybody refers to it as Juneteenth. It's the day, what was it? It commemorates the abolition of slavery in Texas, but more generally the emancipation of enslaved Black people. So but this is a big day. It's a weird thing for it to just be reduced to a day when people pay you $6.19.
Well, thankfully, I'd never heard of that. As a thing. I mean, I get the concept, but okay. But you're supposed to pay reparations because
No,
you
you're
live
not. No,
directly
you're
off.
not. That's why I'm saying, I mean, in this group, that's what they're saying it's for, but that's not what it's for. That's why it's weird that they're reducing Juneteenth to something like this.
If you pay a Black person near you $6.19, you're off the hook for celebrating.
Yeah, I mean, it would be like the equivalent of saying it's Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. It's the day when you're supposed to give me, It's like, no, that's not what that day's about. Like, anyway.
It is in this Facebook group. All right, so that's a request for money.
Okay, again, Piggy Pete has Amazon gift cards.
He's
Now
a
this
daddy, this Piggy Pete. He's got lots of money.
this one is post a pic that shows your face, and I can't see the other part.
Face and foot from a stomped on point of view, and you flipping him off.
Yeah, this is
That's
sexual.
something, yeah. Okay, so he's basically like your face and foot from a stomped on point of view. Oh, like from I see. Okay,
Like you're stepping on him.
like this,
Yeah,
and flipping him off.
yeah.
And they say pay up Pete. That person's not. Are they of color? I can't tell. Whatever. Okay.
So yeah, it's fetishized. Gift card sent. Pete's like, woohoo.
Yeah, look at that. I'm crying. I have feet and.
It's so weird.
You need
Okay,
therapy, buddy.
Pete, why don't you spend that money on a therapist?
Yeah, spend on a therapist. Wow. All right. Oh, this is one of your favorites.
It's not a, I wouldn't say that.
No, it's one of my favorites.
Okay. I would say what's interesting to me though is how there's a lot of people in here posting for just trivial things, like they want to go get their hair done, or they want to call their brother who's in jail and they don't have the money or whatever. Not that that's trivial, but small amounts of money.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's like a lot of women in here who are reporting the fact they just found out they're pregnant, or their 16-year-old is pregnant. And so they want money for the baby, or they're asking money for the abortion.
Yeah, today it says today it was confirmed that my 16-year-old is pregnant. As of now, we are homeless, but I've been trying to get somewhere comfortable for my kids. How are you on Facebook? I've been trying to get somewhere for comfortable for my kids and I to live. I'm even more determined now that my baby is having a baby. I would just like to get the remaining funds to put toward first month's rent. For transparency, I have another post up for the same ask. My receive amount changed because I needed to buy food and gas to get my daughter to the doctor. Anything will help. us even a bump. So she's asking to be paid for being a horrible parent. That's basically what this is.
And by the way, the other group that they're posting in that people talk about, this isn't constrained by. So we happen to be looking at the white guilt trading post one, where specifically it's Black people asking white people for money, or we're about to see some posts from white people who are offering to pay if Black people give them advice or answer their questions or give them permission to do certain things. But there's another group that runs this page. So the White Guilt Trading Post page and this other group called Give Me Your Money, they both jointly run the White Guilt Trading Post group where people ask for money. So the one that's called Give Me Your Money, it's nothing about race. Anybody goes in there and they ask for money like this. And so it's not, there's people of all races with very serious things like this who are like, I need money for my baby or for my abortion.
Right.
And it just so happens that this is one where you're getting it filtered very specifically, racially, ideologically. But the Give Me Your Money one is also equally just fascinating to me, because I'm like, it seems to be a younger, like a millennial or thing. It's like, I wasn't raised, so as Gen X, it's just a little bit different. Like I have trouble asking for help when I need it. I'm very appreciative of it when I get it, but I think it's just a different culture to be like, I need my nails done, PayPal me.
Yeah.
Why should they PayPal you?
You're hitting on
Like,
something actually important here, I think, Carrie. I know it sounds like it's not important or just like a weird Gen X thing or your personal preference, but I'm the same way. But I think there's something seriously different. There's something serious that's been lost about our culture, which is we had a culture for a long time of um, being a little bit embarrassed and ashamed if you can't support yourself. Like there's a certain amount of shame that comes with that, and we all have to experience it sometimes if we need help. And it's okay to go through a time where you're like, I'm kind of embarrassed to like take this money, but I'll take it and thank you, and you'll be very grateful. And then of course, if someone does help you out and you really need it, you're effusive with your thanks, and you're very, very grateful because you don't feel like they needed to do that. You don't feel necessarily deserving or like that it's owed to you, but that it's just this gift that you didn't earn, and that you really feel that you are grateful for, I guess, is a, just because you don't feel entitled, I guess is the word. And that comes from having this idea that like the recognition that you're ultimately responsible for yourself. No one else is responsible for you. And at times when you struggle to meet those responsibilities, and someone steps in to help you, it means a lot. And a society that's built on um, it's a society that's full of a bunch of people who are willing to have that attitude and take self-responsibility can have charity that doesn't go run away. Like when someone helped carry out recently, right? Or I'm going to use an example.
well,
Like,
the church helped me out when I first, oh man, this is a long story, but when I kicked my ex out, and then my job situation changed as well. But there was a month where my friend was like, oh, the church does, they've helped other, they, anyway, you just put in this request and if they approve it. So they helped me for 1 month with my mortgage payment.
right.
And that was huge. That 1 month, like it was huge. It
But you didn't keep going back to the trough. You didn't go back and say, oh,
No,
great.
and
Now
I also
the
no,
opposite happened with you. You got
well,
more
it's
involved.
humbling.
Yeah.
No, it's humbling. And also, we had put in the request and I didn't hear from them for a few months at first. And I was like, well, I'm not going to follow up. I'm not going to be like,
Right.
hey, did you, and then the weird thing was when they actually contacted me, it was like, this is a Christian thing, but it was actually when it was even more dire. It just so happened, it was weird. I just lost my job that day. And then God, it was like, it was as if the timing was delayed on purpose for it to be the day that I actually need it and not the day I thought I needed it. And so, but anyway, no, the point being that no, I didn't follow up. I wasn't going to like chase money that's not owed to me, that was offered. It's like, if it doesn't come through, it doesn't come through. And then when it's given, it's like this, yes, you feel really humbled and tempted to feel embarrassed, but I'm not embarrassed, ultimately. But it's a gift. It is generosity to go into a thread and be like people post there multiple times too. It's like, I've got to get groceries this week. Okay, I could see being like, oh, this person needs groceries. Let me help them. And then next, and I got to get my nails done. Oh, need their nails done. Maybe that'll help them get a job, or like whatever the thing is. But it's just like this continual, and it's this attitude of I deserve it. It's weird.
Yeah, and this is my point, right? Our society is not held together by laws. It's held together by mores. It's held together by it's held together by our culture. And when you have if you want to have a culture of helping people in generosity, you need to also, the other half of that is people don't exploit that, right? You didn't exploit it from the church. The opposite happened. You felt like super grateful and got more involved, and probably, I won't speak for you, but I know you, so I'll guess when you're in a position to help someone someday through the church, you'll do that yourself, right? Um, and that's the kind of culture where you can have, if you want to have lots of charity, you have to have the other half of that. You can't have exploitation through that. And what disrupts the whole system is a culture of exploitation, a culture of people who are willing to unabashedly take, and be entitled, entitled. And that will destroy, that's more destructive than the welfare state or any laws or anything else. It's that culture. That culture will kill us because that culture is not sustainable.
Well, I agree. Well, and to be fair, the other group, the Give Me Your Money group, where people just, it's not tied to race or anything, people just ask for money and people give money. I haven't looked in that one a lot, and it could be, you would think maybe it's a place where people do, when they have money, give money to others, and when they don't, they ask. Who knows? And I'm sure some people do it that way. But I bet you it's a little bit like this group, the White Guilt Trading Post, where it's the same people asking for money and the same people giving each time. I don't know. It could be like more of an equal, like when I can give, I will give, and when I need, I'll ask. But if we're just looking at this White Guilt Trading Post group, which is specifically also has racial constraints to it, which make it weirder. But this one it's very much like some people ask and some people give.
Well, and yeah, and what you're the other thing that happens is you can't actually sustain the culture that I talked about if you scale things up. That can only be sustained on a small scale, because as soon as you have some level of anonymity between donors and receivers, you start to lose accountability. Like if you took the money from, if the church donated some money to you or helped you out at some point, and then you turned around and flouted all of their, community standards, and just kind of lived recklessly and wasted the money on other stuff and whatever, they would be less likely to continue helping you, because they know you personally. They can keep an eye on you personally. They can see that you're trying, or that you're involved and you're trying to do better, and they can see your intention. All that, to measure that, you have to have a small group. We can't even intellectually conceive of a group of a billion people, which is what Facebook is, right? So you've got to have a community of people who actually kind of know each other or are around each other. You have to have a small community to police that. As soon as you bureaucratize it, it's no longer possible to really personally understand people's situation and whether or not it's being exploited or it's not being exploited at all. There's a nuance there, because sometimes people might need help multiple times, but it's really not being exploitative. And sometimes the one time they ask for help is completely exploitation. Um, and you can't really, there's not easy algorithms to vet that out. You don't know, there's not a bureaucratic system that can vet that. You need personal connections with those people,
Yeah.
which is why charity at scale doesn't work very well, I think, ever. But local charity works fine. All right,
Okay,
is
so
there any
let's go
more you
back and
look
yeah,
through?
let's look at the phenomenon now of white people in this group, White Guilt Trading Post, who asked. First of all, this is it for anybody. We've used this. We've hopefully introduced you to this before in the SJW lexicon. They use this phrase spoons, and this one, it gets repeated a lot in this particular group. So they use the word spoons as in like it originally came from the disability community. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The way that SJWs use it is emotional energy. I'll put it that way. So if anyone has
Measure
the
of
spoon,
emotional energy, a spoon.
yeah, It's a measure of emotional energy and your willingness to do what they call emotional labor. Okay. If anyone has the spoons today, I have a question. And so the white people are also expected to quote tip black people when they answer. I can't tip a whole lot of people, but I'll try to tip a few black people. Blah blah blah. I want to get my hair braided. I have for a while. Hold on, Carter. I can't read it because you
I'm trying to help you read it. I don't know where you can see on the screen because I can.
Scroll back down.
No.
Okay. I want to get my hair braided. I have for a while. I'm too scared to shave my head and have considered getting just one section braided for a while. Well, I found this black stylist in my new town. I'd have to save up for it, but there's no point saving up if I'm going to be appropriating. So basically, this is a white person asking permission to get her hair braided. And then she's going to tip or pay the black people who give her advice, which she's hoping that essentially you're going to see a couple like this where white people are paying to get permission from black people. Just scroll down and you can see, I think she has a picture. Yeah, this is what she would like to have done to her hair. It's like a form of,
And she's asking if this is appropriation.
yeah, basically, can I do this or not?
Now,
And
didn't dreadlocks and braid, didn't they come out of Egypt originally? I don't know.
I'm not sure, but
Okay,
it's,
well,
and then there's another one. I don't know if you have this one queued up next. Yeah, okay, here's another one. Here's another white person. Hi, obviously using blackface isn't okay, but I was wondering at the fact that she dressed up as a person of color at all. So she's like, I currently only have PayPal, but I'll look into trying to figure out other payment systems if they're simple, or I could provide return emotional labor about LGBT plus topics.
slash ADHD.
Slash ADHD. I mean, like, this is so funny. I'll answer your question. And then you scroll down and she's got a picture about blackface. Like, is it okay to dress as a person of color if you don't actually use blackface? but it's just, I don't know. You guys, what do you think? In the comments, let us know. I think it's really weird. It's like, it's not only, so in my, these are younger people than us, right? So in my SJW circles, in the Gen X circles, or the at least the older millennials. So I was right on the cusp, like the very end of Gen X, the beginning of what they used to call Gen Y. That age group, yes, the white woke SJW women are ridiculous. They're always posting questions of women of color and asking their permission for they're like during the women's march, they were like hand wringing. Should we go to the women's march? Should we not go to the women's march? Is it offensive to women of color? Is it not? Women of color tell us what to do. They're the same way about the safety pins thing after Trump was elected. So they're the same thing, but I don't see them setting up groups like this where this younger generation is taking this step further. They're like, oh, women of color, tell us what to do and we'll pay you. And we'll tip you.
I mean, there's not much to say about this other than that there's some clear need of therapy.
Carter, you're so cut and dry.
I mean, maybe it's because I'm under the weather, but this is just like, it's clearly therapeutic for the people that are doing it, right? You don't actually, they're not actually asking for, like, that person doesn't really want to know whether it's okay to have braids or whatever that freaking hairstyle is. They don't, they want to hear from someone about it. Like, they want interaction about it. Maybe they want permission from a black person, but there's not like these aren't questions that are like, I'm really interested in getting at the truth about whether this is just like, I want to feel like you guys like me enough to let me wear braids. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's definitely a lot of self-hatred, and self abnegation, and the
You're hitting
self-erasure.
on, yeah, you're hitting on the right things. I'm sorry, I was talking to you. Well, the ideology anyway, we've talked about this before. It's not about getting at the truth. It's about correctly articulating and speaking what is correct in the ideology. So
I
a
think
lot
this
of
is all a
these,
performance. This is all a performance. The whole thing's a game,
Mhm.
right? I want to get this hair. I want you to. I want to show you that I care about your opinion about getting the hair. I want to show you that I will pay for the spoons for the opinion. It's just a whole. It's a whole game. It's all. There's nothing happening here, actually. Right? This is
yeah,
just all. It's like virtue signal on top of virtue signal. It's a dance between people who want to feel that their opinion matters, right? And those are the black people who have an opinion about this girl's hair. Your opinion doesn't matter about that person's hair. It's irrelevant. Then you have the girl who's got the hair who wants to feel like she's done some sort of virtue signaling goodness by asking people for the opinion about the hair. Like it's just a dance where none of it's all superfluous. None of it matters. There's nothing happening here actually, other than uh, this is some sort of form. It's probably not therapy. It's probably a form of uh, codependent reinforcement. There's codependency happening on both sides that's just getting unhealthily reinforced. That would be my guess is what's happening psychologically. There's people with like unhealthy views of themselves needing someone codependent on the other side who's got the complementary unhealthy view of themselves, and this group is they're coming together to play this dance together.
you are, I think that we should end on that. I think you're, I think you correctly diagnosed it. It is fascinating, but you're right. There's some kind of codependency there. They need each other for validation.
Yeah.
And it's not just about exchanging money for things. It's also about, yeah, getting that reinforcement of, your opinion matters. Like the person who's giving the opinion is like, my opinion matters. I'm being paid for it. And the person who's asking for it, yeah, it's like,
Well, and my
uh,
claims about not just their opinion matters, but also their claims about being hurt by your hair are valid somehow. Like,
yeah,
oh, they do indeed need my permission to have that haircut. I am somehow the gatekeeper of like I do have it's like my reparation claims are legitimate. My whole all this crap that I've been fed is somehow legitimate because here's a person asking for me to give permission here. Like it legitimizes the whole
yeah,
SJW delusion and fantasy.
yeah. It's so weird.
It's
Anyway,
yeah, it's certainly a
anybody who wants to observe this with their own eyes, let us know. We'll add you to the group. It's weird. When my friend added me a year or so ago, I was like, "What is this? Why is he?" And he's awesome. And anyway, I'm like, why would he be? And then I realized, oh, he's in this group because he's watching too. He's like, what is this?
they don't police it and kick you out.
No, I mean, I've never shared or posted anything, so I'm sure if I objected, they would kick me out if I were to go if I were to say anything.
If they
I
find your
don't.
episode, you're off.
Yeah, I forget about it. And then once in a while, like this weekend, it'll pop up in my feed, and I'm like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's that group." Like, what is this weird? Oh yeah, pay
Why is
pig
there a
group.
foot in my timeline? And someone paying for the foot.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff in my timeline that people add me to weird groups all the time. So like, anyway,
Well,
but okay. Thank
on
you
that
for
note,
Carter. Uh, I like how one of the commenters a few weeks ago was like, "You guys are always introduced. Just when I think I've heard it all, you're introduced me to new words that I haven't heard. Right, like." In this world, in this SJW world. So for anyone who hasn't heard, today you learned about Findom, pay piggies,
spoons.
spoons. Let's do a list. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. See you guys tomorrow.
Yes, and actually, one other thing, Carrie,
What?
you mentioned to me before the show how the kind of cultural difference here, where you feel bad even asking for money for stuff that we're actually doing that's producing value. Like
Oh yeah. So
we
we
work
make
on stuff, and Carrie and I both have this thing of like, I kind of want to donate. I don't want to ask for subscribe star money. Like we kind of need support for the show, but we don't want to ask for it all the time because it feels kind of creepy and weird. And here are these people who are like, hey, give me some money for my abortion or my nails getting done or my hair extensions or whatever it is. It's ridiculous. So you don't owe us anything, but we're putting this content out. If you like it, please feel free to go to subscribestar.com/unsavespace and subscribe to the show. And that would help us out.
Yeah, if you like it, support it. And if you happen to be a pay piggy,
Yeah. Carrie will show you the bottom of her foot and flip you off.
Carter will show you the bottom of his foot.
Wait, hold on.
Gross, no. I gotta go hiking.
All right. That was a gross, disgusting thing to go on. Let's just leave it at that. And we're gonna lose all of our subscribers. They're all gonna be like, no, I don't.
We're gonna have the reverse of pay piggies. I'm unsubscribing.
Yeah. Maybe people will pay to never see the bottom of my foot again. And that would be fine with that.
Ow, my stomach hurts.
All right. Have a good day, Carrie.
Bye, you too.